Welcome to the Success Blueprint, strategies to build a life and business you love. This is your go-to podcast for success in both life and business. I'm your host, Daniel Craig Johnson, and as a seasoned life and business coach with 15 years of experience, I will be sharing powerful stories, practical tips, and valuable insights on personal development, leadership, entrepreneurship, productivity, motivation, and more. Join me every week for the Success Blueprint, strategies for building a life and business you love. Let's ignite your success. Hello and welcome back to the Success Blueprint. This is the podcast dedicated to helping you achieve your goals and create a life and business you love. I'm your host, Daniel Craig Johnson, and today we're going to dive deep into the realm of goal success. So this is going to be the first episode of an entire series that I'm going to create that purely evolves around goal success and achieving goals, and will be almost like a compendium that you can put together with helpful tools and insights and strategies how you will be better at achieving your goals. We're going to explore why so many people struggle to achieve their goals, and I'll provide you with powerful strategies, exercises, and real-world examples to help you overcome obstacles and turn your dreams into reality. So, did you know that a staggering 92% of people fail to achieve their goals? And it doesn't matter, New Year's resolutions, whatever reason people find to set new goals, 92% fail. So, it sheds light on challenges that majority of individuals face when it comes to goal attainment. And so why is it so difficult to achieve goals? Well, one biological truth is that we are hardwired to move away from what's uncomfortable. We cannot stand discomfort. So one of the main reasons why we fail with goals is obviously because it comes with doing hard things. Very often comes with doing things that are uncomfortable, that we don't feel great about, or that we're not really motivated to do. And we are biologically hardwired to steer away from things that are uncomfortable. We are experts at excuses. Talking to clients, I very often see how much people love to become experts at excuses. And very often it's flat out, almost like camouflaged excuses. Ways and stories that people tell themselves just to find a reason or a way to get out of commitments that they've made in terms of goal attainment or to achieving goals. We start, but we don't sustain action. So we get very excited about something, we want to achieve something, we start pushing, and as time progresses, we move further and further away from those actions, and we eventually stop doing it just because other things are more interesting, we don't have the discipline, and so on and so on. We learn to prioritize easy tasks, which comes from procrastination and from distractions, and we literally start doing other things that feel more comfortable because, as we said, we like to steer away from discomfort, so we do things that are easier, and eventually over time we become experts at following through with easy tasks. But we all know that if we keep on just focusing on easy tasks, success and goal achievement will certainly not be one of the things that we're going to receive. We label ourselves as procrastinators. If we look at procrastination, it's actually a really, really deep wired skill. It's something where we have created a habit of procrastinating. If we would be as good in taking action as we very often are with procrastinating, most probably everyone would be incredibly successful. So let's just look at some real world facts. Why do we not achieve goals? What holds us back from fulfilling or achieving our goals and doing what we set out to do? When we find goals that we want to achieve, like speaking a new language, losing weight, becoming fitter, becoming healthier, stopping smoking, stopping to drink, let's look at some real world facts. One key factor is the lack of commitment and consistency. It's very easy to start with enthusiasm, but as time goes on, motivation wanes and distractions pull us away from our goals. We lose sight of our initial aspirations and the flame of determination dwindles. it is really like that. Time goes on, we become completely immersed in our daily life, we switch back to autopilot, and we become totally unaware of the fact that we have just set a goal to achieve something, and we don't commit to it, we don't create a consistency. At the end of the day, we fail at achieving our goals. Another contributing factor is the fear of failure. We often hesitate to set ambitious goals because we're afraid of falling short. And the fear of disappointment and self-doubt can paralyze us, preventing us from taking the necessary steps towards our desired outcomes, which means that we rather not follow through with our goal because we are so scared of failure, and failure doesn't feel good. Failure doesn't make us feel great about ourselves. So if we stay away from something that is very challenging or something that we have to commit fully to, then there's also no failure, which then can in return create a comfortable life and a comfortable autopilot, cruising, just doing the things that are easy, replacing everything that is uncomfortable with easy tasks, which can make us feel like we're still successful. But at the end of the day, it's really just a self-fulfilling prophecy and story that we tell ourselves. Another point is lack of action. Having a clear and committed goal is not enough if you don't take action to make it happen. You must break down your goal into smaller steps and execute them consistently. That's the key. You also have to monitor your progress and adjust your strategy if needed. If you don't act, your goal will remain a wishful thinking, which it remains for many people. So taking too big of a chunk, not really understanding that big goals or frightening goals can be broken down into smaller steps. And if we break it down into smaller steps and we focus on those small steps, then eventually we can get to that very big goal that we've set for ourselves. But we have to take care that we take action, because otherwise it just remains something that dwindles in our head and we will never actually get there. A lack of feedback can also be one of the points. Feedback is essential for learning and improving. So you need to seek feedback from yourself and others who can help you grow and achieve your goals. You also need to be open-minded and receptive to feedback. If you're not receptive to feedback and you can't take constructive criticism, sometimes you might oversee something very insightful that is being passed on to you, which would help you to procrastinate less, for instance, and be more successful at achieving your goals. Our partners, our friends, our trusted critiques very often are very good with giving feedback, but we don't listen to it, or we don't even ask for it because we're scared we're not going to hear what we want to hear. But if we don't have honest and true feedback, and feedback that is aimed at keeping our best interest at heart, then it can become very daunting to ask someone for advice. And many people do not want to ask for advice or for feedback because feedback always already sounds like something is going to happen. Something is going to happen to us. Imagine your superior coming to you and saying, "Can I give you some feedback?" I would bet that 9 out of 10 of you, if they hear that sentence, already think this is going to be criticism. There's already the panic, there's already stress, there's already defensiveness settling in. So it can be very, very challenging to be open to feedback. And if you're stuck in your own bubble and miss out on constructive feedback, you miss many, many opportunities to grow and to improve. Another thing can be a lack of support. Achieving your goals can be lonely and challenging because not everyone is always on the same journey as you. You need to surround yourself with people who support you, motivate you, and inspire you. You also need to seek help from experts, mentors, or coaches like me who can guide you and teach you new skills. If you don't have support, you feel isolated and overwhelmed. It becomes a hardship. It doesn't stay fun. It's not going to be exciting to work on your goals. And you might feel overwhelmed because you lack the tools and the insight to achieve what you've set out to achieve. So connecting to people like myself that have proven methodologies and strategies in place to help you make that treasure hunt that it can be more exciting. It's a good thing to reach out to people and to get support. And it can also be work colleagues, peers, people that you feel are more experienced with the things that you are trying to achieve. Support groups that know more about it. Support is very important, and to have a good support structure is, as much as it is in family life, important in your professional life, in any area of your life. A good support structure can make a world of a difference. Another thing is distractions. If you allow yourself to wander to irrelevant things such as social media, games, gossip, or you lose your focus, and then you lose your focus on priorities. So very often people get distracted. They sit down to do something, and after a while, it's that message that pops up on the phone. It's that new like on Facebook. It's something that distracts us. So it's very important that we learn to focus on the task at hand, that we take away distractions when we sit down and we maybe practicing for an exam, or we're studying, or we want to learn a new language. We need to create an environment in which is conducive to learning, which is conducive to really follow through. And if we set the stage properly, it makes it so much easier to follow through and not get distracted. And there's so many other things in life. As soon as we set foot on the street, there's so many distractions around. There's so many things happening in life that can actually take our attention away from what we've been focused on just 5 minutes ago. So it's really important that we understand, that we see where are our distractions and how can we eliminate them when we are busy focusing on a task at hand. Perfectionism can also be you set unrealistic standards for yourself and get frustrated and discouraged when you don't meet them. So being a perfectionist can also be counterproductive to achieving goals. Perfectionism has its place, but very often it can be something that can dishearten us, that can discourage us, because it sets unrealistic expectations. We put ourselves under too much pressure, and eventually what we're trying to achieve becomes overwhelming and we stop. A lack of discipline, very often something that I see in my clients. You don't have a consistent routine or habits that support your goals, and you give into temptations or impulses that derail you. That can come in like when we smoke or when we drink. We find excuses, how we can make up any justification to go back to those behaviors. Oh, my work is at the moment so stressful, I have to go back to smoking. Work is so bad, I need to start drinking again. I need this one glass of red wine to relax. Otherwise, I can't get the job done. So lack of discipline, and that is a podcast by itself. Many people struggle with a lack of discipline, follow through, and to really get stuck in those things that keep us on track and move us forwards towards our goals. Lack of discipline is one of the biggest things that I really see when it comes to people achieving their goals. Imagine for a second a world where J.K. Rowling never pursued her dream of writing the Harry Potter series because she feared rejection, or she was scared of what people are going to think, what is going to happen if it's not nice, if people do not like to read it. All those things did not deter. We would have missed out on a beloved literary phenomenon. It's crucial to acknowledge that failure is an essential part of the journey and an opportunity for growth. Failure is never something that happens to us. Failure is something that happens for us. And if we are capable of getting the message out of our failures, gain focus and clarity on why we failed, what did we lack? Was it skills? Was it insight? Was it practice? Whatever the case might be, as soon as we look at failure from that perspective and with that mindset, it will always be an opportunity for growth. So throwing yourself out there is really important. And if you don't do it sometimes, you might miss an amazing opportunity. So how do we crush goals? How do we unleash that inner rock star? How do we do it? How do we keep on track and avoid all these little traps? Well, let's talk about it. But I really ask you to buckle up, because we're going to take a thrilling ride towards goal success. And in this series of podcasts, we are purely aimed at learning how to be successful with goal attainment. And this, from my perspective, is your backstage pass to unlocking your full potential and living like a rock star. And I always like to use that word rock star, and I think many people do, because there's just something connected to it that makes us look like all the lights are on us, spotlight on us, we're on that big stage. And yes, that sounds beautiful at first, but it is just as frightening, because when all the light shines on you, you have to get it done. And that's what we have to learn. We have to be comfortable with the spotlight on ourselves, whether it be our own criticism or that of other people. We have to become really comfortable with the spotlight on us and to perform at our best when it happens. Because achieving your goals and doing the things that you really want to do, that's being a rock star, and that will put the spotlight on you. So let's set the stage and unleash our inner greatness. So how do we do that? And because it is the success blueprint, and I call this podcast like that, I want to make sure that I give you a couple of real insights and that I give you strategies that you can use to be better at achieving goals. And this is what we're going to do. So step one is tune into your desires. Find out, what do you really want? We have to kick things off by figuring out what really makes our heart sing. We're talking about those dreams that make you jump off the bed in the morning, bursting with excitement. You have to be wanting to get up to take the next step towards that dream. Forget about what others expect from you. It's your show alone. And I would like to help you discover your true passion and set goals that ignite your soul. Why would you pursue anything that doesn't set your soul on fire? I think if you follow through with this, we are going to rock your world. Why is it important to tune into your desires? What does that mean? Well, first of all, authenticity and fulfillment. When you align your goals with your true desires, you live a life that's authentic to who you are. How many times do we hear that? To be authentic and live in alignment with our values and goals. Such a hard thing to achieve. It brings a deep sense of fulfillment and satisfaction, knowing that you're pursuing what really, really matters to you. I believe there's no greater happiness or no greater move towards happiness. Authenticity and fulfillment is something that gives us so much purpose. If we can be authentic, if we don't have to play, if we don't have to mask who we are. The second thing is motivation and passion. When you set goals based on your passions, you naturally tap into a wellspring of motivation. You will feel energized and excited to take action, making the journey towards your goals much more enjoyable and sustainable. If you do it with motivation and passion, then there's no stopping you. Passion is everything. If you're passionate about what you do, you will go that extra mile. You will put that bit of suffering in there. You will understand that sometimes to achieve something that is going to put us or bring us more towards happiness and fulfillment can be challenging and can sometimes even be painful. But if we do it with motivation and passion, looking at it from a growth mindset, knowing that it is for the bigger picture or to make the bigger picture become reality sooner, then that's what we need to do. Next is clarity and focus. I talk about that a lot. Identifying your desires helps bring clarity into your life. So many people walk around and don't even know what they want. And if I start questioning them on why do they want what they want, they don't really know, because it is very often something that other people want from them or society. And many people have not put the work in to really understand what do they want. Once we know what we want, it allows us to prioritize what's truly important and filter out distractions. We spoke about distractions. With a clear focus on our passions, we can channel our time and energy into meaningful pursuits. And that will bring us closer to success in achieving our goals. Meaningful pursuit. Listen to that. Pursuing something that is meaningful. Having a clear vision and not being distracted all the time by the clutter and the noise around us. Next, personal growth and self-discovery. When we explore our desires, that leads to self-discovery and personal growth. And it encourages us to step out of our comfort zone and face challenges. Learn more about ourselves. When we take this journey, we develop new skills. We expand our horizon and uncover hidden talents because we're putting more time in to identify what is actually coming, what is actually the voice in us telling us, where are we passionate, what is it that we can do. We take inventory and we identify our strengths and weaknesses. And once we've done these exercises that are so important, then we understand what we're good at and we can focus on that. And we can also alternatively find out where do we maybe need some more education, more skill, more training, or whatever it might be. And that leads us on the road of personal growth and self-discovery. And self-discovery is so important to find out who we really are, what we are good at, what we should stay away from because we might not reach that skill or we might not be able to achieve what needs to be achieved to get there. When we know what distracts us from the things that we're really good at, then that makes a huge difference. It helps us live a purposeful life. When we tune into our desires, the activity shapes our life direction. We are actively shaping our life's direction. We become creators of our own destiny, like we like to say. living purposeful in alignment with our values and aspirations. And it brings a sense of purpose and meaning to our everyday experiences. And when we have purpose and meaning, that is so deeply rooted in us, that need for purpose and meaning. When we tune into our desires, we identify those things, and it helps us to become better at living that purposeful life. So how can we do that? What exercises are there to help us to tune into those desires? Well, not all of them might speak to you, but here are a couple that I have discovered that really help. The one is dream journaling. Dreams. Don't feel ridiculous about your dreams. Don't let anyone tell you that you're ridiculous because of your dreams. Your dreams, that's everything. What would we be without dreams? So dream journaling. Set aside dedicated time each day and write about your dreams and your aspirations and what truly excites you. Reflect on the moments when you feel most alive and passionate. Note them down. Any recurring themes or patterns that emerge, write all of that down, because that emergence will help you to identify what does your inner self, that deep sitting voice inside of you, really want. What is that deep desire that you really want? Not what society has conditioned you to want, but what do you really want? When we do dream journaling, we can write that down, we can work with it, we can investigate, we can dig deep, we can write pros and cons of those dreams, we can identify which ones are realistic, which ones might be unrealistic, or maybe there's never a dream too big, but maybe the process of getting to it might be too big, so that we can identify, we have to break it down in chunks, we have to take small steps so that we can get to fulfill that dream. Another exercise is visualization. Close your eyes and visualize your ideal life. Think about it. What would it look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? Imagine yourself engaged in activities that bring you immense joy and fulfillment, and pay attention to the emotions and sensations that happen inside of you when you visualize. Use this as a guide to identify your desires. Find out what is happening deep inside of you. Why do you want this? What is the reason for it? Where does it come from? And then put it into your head and think about it. Feel it. When we visualize, it can help us to really, really be more impactful in understanding our emotions and what drives us to want these things. And that can in return help us to identify how can we get there faster and more effectively. Another exercise is mindful exploration. Engage in activities that pique your curiosity and interest. Try new hobbies, explore different fields of knowledge. Expose yourself to diverse experiences. Pay attention to the activities that resonate with you and ignite your enthusiasm. That is so important. Do different things. Pay attention. Pay attention to what really gets you going. What do you maybe need to support the hard work that you are putting into study or to achieve a goal? What complements those things? How can you switch off when you want to take a break from doing that? All these things make it more exciting. Mindful exploration really helps you to connect to yourself and understand what is going on inside of you. Seek inspiration, also great. Surround yourself with sources of inspiration. Read books, listen to podcasts like you're doing now. Well done. Or watch documentaries that showcase individuals who have pursued their passion and achieved remarkable success. There is stories in there. The stories can ignite your own desires and motivate you to take action. That is great. That is what we need. Sometimes we just need that push to see someone that comes from the same background, or maybe someone that has experienced the same hardships, and by seeing them overcome difficult times and achieving things, that can make us more motivated, inspire us. And inspiration is such a powerful driving force that can motivate us to really step outside of ourselves and put in what it really, really needs to move towards our goals and be more successful with goal attainment. And the last thing, self-reflection and questioning. Set aside quiet time to reflect on your current goals and aspirations. Ask yourself thought-provoking questions such as, what do I truly want to experience in my life? Or, if I had unlimited resources, what would I pursue? And allow your intuition to guide your answers and uncover your deepest desires. There's nothing more important to discover your deepest desires. That is where the real you sits. That is where your real reality sits. This is where you will understand what is it that I really want and why do I want it and what am I going to feel when I get there? How is it going to feel? What is it going to do in my life? How is my life going to feel once I'm there? And then we imagine that and we understand, wow, this is amazing. When I'm going to be there, this is what it feels like. I can feel it inside my soul. I can feel it inside my bones. And that will make us more motivated to really go for the things. And then even accept hardships that we need to accept along the way, that will come our way and might try to distract us and put us off that road to our real success. As an example, Serena, a corporate professional, discovers her passion for photography during a weekend photography workshop. She realizes how capturing moments through the lens brings her immense joy and fulfillment. She sets a goal to pursue a career in photography like I did and starts taking small steps towards building her portfolio and networking with industry professionals. And eventually, you learn the tricks of the trade. You find out which equipment do I need? What do I need to do to become a professional photographer? And you find out why does it motivate me? And maybe sometimes you even get to the realization that that's not what you want to do, and that's okay. But if we never explore these desires, if we never give it a shot, then what's the point? James, a college student, has always been fascinated by sustainable living and environmental conversation. He decides to volunteer at a local non-profit organization dedicated to environmental causes. And through his involvement, he realizes his desire to create a sustainable lifestyle platform to educate and inspire others. He sets a goal to launch his own blog and starts working on content creation and building an online presence. I mean, that sounds amazing. And, just through that exploration and through that trial, all of a sudden there comes all these opportunities and we're starting doing something that really makes us passionate, and we can investigate even more, and so life takes us on an incredible journey of self-discovery. And self-discovery, it's a beautiful thing. So it really sets us up to be so much more successful in achieving our goals. If we're mindful about all these things and we put them in place and we take action, it can make the difference. Tuning into your desires is about embracing your authentic self and designing a life that truly resonates with you. It's a powerful step towards creating a future filled with passion, purpose, personal fulfillment. Rock on, man. You have to get it done. This is so powerful. Think about it for a second. Embracing your authentic self and designing the life that truly resonates with you. If your life would truly resonate with you in most areas, every single day, just close your eyes for a second and think about it, how that would make you feel. I think there is immense and incredible joy and fulfillment in that. Step number 2, believe in your epicness. You can achieve it. Now it's time to crank up the volume on your self-belief. There's no more hiding in the shadows of doubt and fear. I know you got what it takes, my friend, and I'll turn up the volume on your confidence by reminding you of all the amazing things you have already accomplished. You're a superstar in the making, and I'm here to remind you that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Believe it, own it, and let your light shine. That's what I want to give to you. So why is it so important to believe in your epicness? Well, 1, for empowerment and self-confidence. When you believe in your ability to achieve your goals, it empowers you to take bold actions and embrace challenges. It boosts your self-confidence, allowing you to overcome obstacles and persevere in the face of setbacks. And that's it, resilience. Setbacks, bouncing with, bouncing from, and bouncing forward. That's resilience. We're bouncing with, rolling with the punches. We're bouncing back from failure and setbacks because it's opportunity for growth. And we're bouncing forward with never stopping and keeping on taking action. Secondly, positive mindset and resilience. Resilience again here. When you have a strong belief in your capabilities, you develop a positive mindset. You view failures and setbacks as learning opportunities rather than reasons to give up. The resilience helps you to bounce back stronger and stay motivated on your journey. So you understand that even if it doesn't always work and sometimes it doesn't go the way you planned it, you still come back, you get back into those routines, back into those habits, and you don't let it become a self-fulfilling prophecy or something that you plant as a limiting belief. No, we don't use these BS stories. We use it as opportunities to grow and bounce forward. Third, expanding your comfort zone. Believing in your epicness encourages you to step out of your comfort zone and embrace new possibilities. You're more likely to take calculated risk, explore uncharted territories, and push the boundaries of what you thought was possible. It's a consistent striving of pushing out of your comfort zone. When we stay in the comfort zone, there's no space for growth. It will eventually hit plateau, and we're not going to move forward. It's like in gym. When we consistently train with the same weight, same repetitions, nothing is going to happen. We have to shell shock that body and show the body it's time now to grow. It's time now to get on to the next level. Same applies to life. Same applies to achieving your goals. And fourth, overcoming self-limiting beliefs. Self-doubt and limiting beliefs can hold you back from reaching your full potential. By believing in your epicness, you challenge and overcome these negative beliefs. You replace them with empowering thoughts that support your growth and your success. Replacing negative thoughts, cutting out that little voice in your head that is nagging, telling you not good enough, you're not wise enough, you're not educated enough, you don't have the skills, you're not strong enough. All that stuff, we cut it out. We cut out the clutter and the noise, and we gain clarity and focus. And 5, inspiring others. When you believe in yourself, you become an inspiration to those around you. Your confidence and determination inspires others to believe in their own abilities and pursue their dreams. Your journey becomes a catalyst for positive change and motivation. And think about it. If everyone around you catches on to your fire and catches on to your mission, then you are surrounded by people that are going into the same direction. You all are aligned with your values and your visions and your goals, and it makes a powerful community. Community is everything. So surround yourself with the same people by first inspiring yourself and then inspiring others to get onto the train of success and goal achievement with you. What exercise do we have to do that? Well, one is affirmations. Create positive affirmations that reinforce your beliefs in your abilities. Repeat them daily, preferably in front of a mirror. For example, say, I'm capable of achieving greatness, or I believe in my unlimited potential. I believe I can get through this tough time. I believe I can lose the weight I want to lose. I believe I can become a non-smoker one day at a time. Every single day that I don't smoke a cigarette is one more step closer to my end goal. I break it down in chunks. Affirmations help us to consistently envision and remind ourselves of what we're trying to achieve. Secondly, celebrate your past achievements. Take time to reflect on your past accomplishments and successes. No matter how big or small, write them down, celebrate each one. Remind yourself of the challenges you overcame and the skills you developed along the way. That's a constant reminder of that you are capable, and that when there was darkness, you reached the end of the tunnel, the light. It reminds you of the steps or maybe actions that you've taken to overcome those challenges, plans that you've put in place to become more resilient and deal with them more eloquently. That's what it's about. When we celebrate our past achievements, it doesn't only tell us about our greatness to overcome things, but it also reminds us of the things that we have done. And maybe there's a pattern, maybe there's something that we can learn from it, something that we can take into the future and repeat. Number 3, surround yourself with supportive people. Surround yourself with positive, supportive individuals who believe in you and your dreams. Seek out mentors, friends, communities that uplift and encourage you. Their belief in your epicness will reinforce your own self-belief, which comes back to the last point. When we inspire them, they inspire us, and it becomes a cycle of inspiring, a cycle of power, a cycle of epicness. That's so strong. 4th, visualization and future pacing. Visualize yourself achieving your goals and living your desired life. Imagine the details, the emotions, the sensations of that successful outcome. Practice this visualization regularly to reinforce your belief in your ability to make it reality. When you feel it, when you constantly have it in front of your mind and you think of it and you start feeling the waves of joy, contentment, fulfillment, and purpose, you will be much more motivated to stick to the goals that you set. So it's a very powerful practice. When we envision it, we can achieve it easier because we consistently have the end goal in our minds. And fifth, keep a success journal. Maintain a journal where you record your achievements, your progress, and moments of personal growth so that you can remind yourself. Include positive feedback you receive from others. Write it down. Review your journal whenever you need a boost of confidence or a reminder of your epicness. It will highlight again what you are capable of achieving. And in a time where you maybe don't believe in yourself, you can go over that journal and reignite that flame of passion and that flame of believing in yourself and knowing that if you just push hard enough, if you just try hard enough, if you just go at it one more time, you can do it. So there's many people that battle with self-doubt, and sometimes that holds them back. It's that fear, that constant telling ourselves that we can't do it. We need to replace that. We need to really believe in our epicness, because when we believe it, when we are willing to bet on ourselves, we are unstoppable. We are the first people to have to understand that we have to bet on ourselves. If we're not willing to do that, why would anyone else be? So believe in your epicness. And remember, believing in your epicness is not about arrogance or unrealistic confidence. It's about recognizing your worth, embracing your strength, and having faith in your potential. You have the power to achieve greatness. So turn up the volume on your self-belief and let your epicness shine. That's what I'm telling you right now. Number 3, jamming with the action plan, which is your plan for success. It's time to get down to the nitty-gritty and rock out with a killer plan. What I'm talking about is a roadmap to success that's as solid as a power cord. I'll guide you through the process of breaking down your goals into bit-sized chunks and creating a roadmap that keeps you on track. And with a little strategic planning, you can hit all the right notes on your way to success. Get ready. I want to unleash your productivity. So why is planning for success so important? Clarity and focus. Planning provides clarity about your goals and the specific actions required to achieve them. It helps you prioritize tasks, eliminate distractions, and stay focused on what truly matters. With a clear plan, you can channel your energy and efforts effectively. Channeling effectively. Focusing on what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, by when does it need to be done. That's clarity and focus. You do not understand how many people walk through life without clarity and focus. Ask yourself, when during the day, in a week, your normal work week, how many times do you actually sit and you are acting from a point of total clarity and focus? That's the only question I ask you. Sit down, try out yourself, and let me know. The second point why it's so important is organization and efficiency. Point number 2, a well-structured action plan helps you to stay organized and increases your efficiency. And it ensures that you allocate your time and your resources appropriately. You have to avoid wasting efforts and taking unnecessary detours. When you plan, it allows you to streamline your path to success and make the most of your resources. Resources, sometimes we don't have them, but when we plan, we become resourceful. We can find ways to increase efficiency. And sometimes, people don't want to improve because they think, well, everything is going well. But what if going well can be going amazing, going insane? Doesn't mean that something that is working cannot be improved. Very often, because we have that mindset, it stops us from being even more effective and more efficient. Highly efficient and effective people are the people that consistently investigate. Is there a way to do it better, smarter, easier? And running with the saying, do never touch a running system, maybe with electronics, with IT systems could possibly work every now and then, but in times of constant change, it's certainly not anymore the mindset to stick by. We constantly have to investigate and see, Is there a way to do it more efficient, better, maybe with less pain, maybe with less effort? There's always the need to reevaluate what is happening in our lives, in our businesses, in our friendships, relationships. It doesn't matter. Point number 3, tracking progress and accountability. So important. An action plan serves as a guidepost for tracking your progress. It enables you to monitor your achievements and identify areas for improvement and stay accountable to yourself. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your plan keeps you on the right track and boosts your motivation. It's important. Put it in place. Keep it there. Tracking progress and accountability, like in business. If you cannot measure it, it's worth nothing. If you cannot say that the effort that you are putting in is creating the output that you desire or that you need to become more goal-driven, achieve your goals, then it's worth nothing. So tracking progress and accountability is not only in business, it's in your personal life, in all other areas of life. It's so important. And 4th, overcoming obstacles. Planning allows you to anticipate potential challenges and develop strategies to overcome them. By considering various scenarios and mapping out alternative routes, you can proactively address obstacles and adapt your approach as needed. This increases your resilience and minimizes setbacks. And why? Because we are prepared. We are premeditating what could possibly happen or what is happening. We are already envisioning what could possibly be the challenges that I'm facing today. How can I minimize the risk of facing those challenges? And if those challenges happen, what can I do to be better prepared? What if I come to work and that coworker again will tell me that I'm not doing my part, that I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that? If I'm prepared, if I have the right mindset, I don't become defensive. If I premeditated what is going to happen, I find tools to mitigate the impact that it has on me. I will not run into the fire unprepared. I can put my bulletproof on, and those bullets that want to take me down, that want to distract me, that want to demotivate me, they are going to just pop off my vest, and I'm prepared. That's how we can make sure that we are prepared, that we always walk the path, being prepared and knowing how we're going to respond to whatever could possibly come. And we're talking about the things, obviously, that we can control. We're talking about eventualities that we can maybe already predict that are happening today, because there's certain environments that we go in and we got reoccurrences of certain situations that are challenging, and then we can prepare. Let alone about the things that happen that are not in our control. Those we have to deal with as they come. But by being prepared and being really, really on top of our game when it comes to the things that are within our control, that we can influence, we take away so much stress and things that can deplete our body budget. And that is the strategy that we have to choose over and over again. Point number 5, maximizing opportunities. A well thought out plan helps you recognize and seize opportunities that align with your goals. You can identify it and see that they align with your goals. It enables you to proactively take advantage of favorable circumstances, choose the route of favorable circumstances, and ultimately accelerating your progress. Planning allows you to make strategic decisions and leverage opportunities when they arise. You are prepared. You know what you're going to do. You know what is to come, and you are prepared for the things that are within your reach to control. So what exercises do we have to foster those habits? The one is smart goal setting. And for many, it might sound like cliche, but smart goal setting is one key to achieving your goals. And SMART is for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. To refine your goals, break them down into smaller, actionable steps that are specific and trackable. This clarity makes it easier to plan and measure your progress, and therefore understand where are you, how can you improve, what do you need to do better. Second, time blocking. Allocate dedicated time blocks for different tasks and activities. Don't just work into the blue. Don't just live the day into the blue. Implement time blocking. Create a schedule that balances your priorities and includes specific time slots for working on your goals. This helps you to stay disciplined, avoid procrastination, and make steady progress. And if you make that steady progress step by step, small little chunks, one step at a time, eventually the bigger picture, the picture starts growing, the pieces of the puzzle start fitting together. How exciting. It's amazing. I'm so excited about it. I cannot tell you how joyful I am just talking about these topics. Number 4, break it down. Break your goals into smaller, manageable steps. Create an action plan that outlines the specific tasks, resources that you need, deadlines for each step. This breakdown makes your goals more achievable and allows you to celebrate milestones along the way. When you reach a milestone, pop the champagne bottle if that's your cup of tea, I almost said. Give yourself a slab of chocolate, pat yourself on the shoulder, affirmation, journaling, write it down, celebrate your success and your milestone with other people. That is such a great feeling. When you do that, it just makes you so much more driven. It makes you wanting to do it more. When you celebrate those milestones, then you know that you can get there. And when you've overcome a time where it was really, really hard and really, really challenging, you remember those things and you will know, I've done it before, now I will do it again. Number 5, regular reviews and adjustments. Set aside time periodically to review your progress and assess the effectiveness of your plan. Identify areas where adjustments are needed, such as reallocating resources, modifying your timelines if they are not realistic, or refining strategies if you recognize that it doesn't work that way. You have hit rock bottom or you've hit that wall and you just can't get past it. Review your strategy and refine the strategy. Regular reviews will make sure that your plan remains relevant and adaptable. And by recognizing that you can overcome those stumbling blocks that might have deterred you or held you back before you started doing this with mindfulness and clarity. Like this, you are planning, you have a strategy. And trust me, you can transfer that into everyday's life. That's how you do it. Just an example. Sarah wants to start her own business selling handmade jewelry. She develops a detailed action plan that includes researching her target market, designing her products, setting up an e-commerce website, and marketing her brand. And by following her plan, she successfully launches her business, attracts customers, and grows her online presence. John is preparing for a marathon. He creates a training plan that includes gradually increasing his running distances, incorporating cross-training exercises and scheduling rest days. With a well-structured plan, he builds his endurance, improves his performance, and crosses the marathon finish line. If you look at this is small steps, small increments. It is planning. Whenever we look at athletes or people that are successful, business people, there's always an actionable plan. And what is more important, there is milestones, there's small little steps along the way, and there is measurability. If it's not measurable, it doesn't count. That will help us. And understand, planning your success is like composing a symphony. It's like making music. It brings structure, clarity, and purpose to your journey. Clarity, purpose, structure, beautiful. When it happens, it is like a miracle. Embrace the process, fine-tune your plans as needed, and let the rhythm of productivity guide you towards achieving your goals. I want you to keep rocking and rolling. Step 4, fueling the fire within and stay motivated. Why is staying motivated so important? Sustained energy and enthusiasm. Motivation provides the necessary energy and enthusiasm to pursue your goals with vigor. It keeps you engaged and excited about the journey ahead, enabling you to overcome challenges and persist even when faced with obstacles. Secondly, resilience and perseverance. Motivation acts as a driving force during tough times. It helps you to bounce back from setbacks, maintain a positive mindset, and stay committed to your goals. I know that motivated individuals are more likely to persevere and find creative solutions to overcome their obstacles. Number 3, increase productivity and focus. When you're motivated, your productivity skyrockets. Scientifically proven. Motivation fuels your focus, enabling you to concentrate on tasks and make progress toward your objectives. It enhances your efficiency and your effectiveness, allowing you to make the most of your time and your efforts. 4, a positive mindset and confidence. Motivation fosters a positive mindset and boosts your self-confidence. It instills a belief in your abilities and strengthens your inner rockstar. With increased confidence, you're more likely to take the risks, step out of your comfort zone, and achieve remarkable results. And 5, enjoyment and fulfillment. Staying motivated ensures that you enjoy the journey toward your goals. It adds a sense of purpose, fulfillment, and satisfaction to your efforts. Otherwise, what's the point? It's going to become boring. You don't want to do it. When you're motivated, you find joy in the process and celebrate your progress, leading to a more rewarding experience. And that's it, rewards. We want to be rewarded for the effort. We want to know that there's at least something we get from what we are doing. Why would we do it if there's nothing at the end, if there's nothing that we can harvest? That's why we do these things. And it will help us to stay motivated, achieving our goals. So how can you improve your motivation? Visualize your success. The success specifically. Visualizing as many different shapes, but visualize your success. Take a few moments each day and visualize yourself achieving those goals. Again, imagine the emotions, the sense of accomplishment, the impact it will have in your life. Visualizing success itself strengthens your motivation and keeps your eyes on the prize. Visualization is a very powerful tool for many, many different aspects, and we have to use it over and over again. It is important to train our body and our minds to feel that success and feel what would it feel like when I'm there? What would it feel like once I achieve that goal? Second exercise, create an inspiring environment. Wherever you are, make sure that you set up nicely. If it's work that you do on the internet or coaching from home or whatever you do, make sure that you're sitting in an amazing environment. Maybe find a co-working space where you can mingle with other people. It's very important. Surround yourself with motivational cues. Display quotes. Create a vision board, if that helps you. Create a playlist of uplifting songs. Design an environment that sparks your motivation and reminds you of your aspirations. When you look around you and got all that positiveness, all that encouragement around you, it is unlikely that you're going to break down and stop. You will pursue your goals and you will achieve them. Point number 3, break it down. Divide your goals into smaller milestones and celebrate each achievement along the way. Recognize and reward yourself for your progress. Whether it's treating yourself to something you enjoy or sharing your success with others, celebrating your milestones will keep your motivation high. Point number 4, find an accountability buddy. That can be a coach like me. That can be a trusted critique. That can be your spouse. It can be someone. Team up with a friend or colleague who shares similar goals. Hold each other accountable. Provide support. Celebrate the milestones together. Having someone by your side on a journey boosts your motivation and makes it more enjoyable. And if you lacking or struggling with connection, that's where you can reach out to a coach, someone like me. I will be your accountability buddy. And trust me, that's what I really enjoy, helping people in a collaborative coaching relationship and hold them accountable for the actions and goals that they set to achieve. And embrace inspiration, point number 5. Seek inspiration from books, podcasts like this, videos, TED Talks, and they're supposed to align with your goals and your passions. Engage in activities that energize you and spark your creativity. Surround yourself with inspiring content that fuels your motivation and keeps you fired up. It's important. Keep those engines burning. Pour that oil in there so that that flame flares up and consistently reminds you of where you're going and what you want to achieve. That's important. Exercises to improve motivation. Check the internet, drop me a message. I can find things for you. I can send you tools. And in the coming episodes, we will go much more deeply into goal success. Today is like going over all the points and some exercises that you can use immediately. But the next couple of episodes will mainly evolve around goal success and all that comes with it. More strategies, reasons why it fails, and tools, including some worksheets that I will have online for you that you can download to do certain exercises that go in depth and will help you. By the end of this podcast series, you will know how to achieve your goals and how to make it easier for you and to really get there. So staying motivated is the secret sauce that keeps you rocking on the stage of life. Embrace motivational techniques. Don't think they are silly. Writing down your dreams, dream journal in general. Find what inspires you and keep that fire within burning, but keep it burning bright. Imagine you the lead guitarist in that band and on your journey. And with a passionate and determined mindset, there's no limit to what you can achieve. I want you to keep rocking and make every moment count. So thank you. That was my Friday episode. It's the episode number 1 in our journey to achieving our goals. And we will be breaking this down in even finer detail. All the coming episodes will be super valuable, and I hope that you tune in. I hope that today there was something in there for you, and send me messages, comment, rate the podcast. I can only get this podcast out there if you support me. And if it is only one person that this podcast reaches and that can bring them up and get them to take massive action towards achieving their goals, then we've already achieved something. So get this thing out there so that people can listen and share it, share the news, share your thoughts and your insights. I'm really excited to hear from you. But this was it for today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And if your goal for this weekend is to relax, chill, and calm down, then do that, stick to it. Do what makes you happy, do what sets your soul on fire, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. It was Daniel from the Success Blueprint, strategies to build a life and business you love.